And boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the Obscurian Joe PT, and for today what I have in here it is the MX versus ATV All Out. So this game was developed by the Radeon Studios and they are using Unreal Engine 4. So what I'm showing in here it is the compound of the game where you can practice your skills, your jumps. So yeah, this is kind of like the old motorcycle games that were available on the early 2000s, where I spent hours upon hours on them. I was not really a fan of motocross or any stuff like it, but I really loved the games at the time. And so this one, it is what feels more close to that feeling. Even the soundtrack on this game, it is pretty amazing, like Asking Alexandria and a lot of metalcore, hard rock, the old rock we are used to listen in the early 2000s, they are all here. So it is an amazing thing to have these great soundtracks on a game. So as you can see, the settings might look to be on low settings, but it's not, because as soon as I activate the low settings, yeah, this is the low settings. It looks awful. I was not using the low settings. I did create the custom presets for this game, because this game doesn't allow you to customize the settings. As you can see, you can only choose between these presets and you can't customize anything more than that. So what can I do if I want to customize the graphical settings, you might ask? So you can go to your Windows File Explorer, you go to your drive, you go to your users folder, to your name or to your account, search for app data, local, and search for MX versus ATV All Out. After that, just proceed through the folders until you find this little thing in here, game user settings. So you can open with a WordPad. I'll be using a Notepad++. It is the same, okay, it's just a little bit different. And this is where you can customize your own settings. I don't understand why this isn't available on the in-game menu, and we need to go take this approach. 0 stands for the low, 1 stands for medium, 2 stands for the high, and the 3 stands for ultra. So what I've done in here it is to use native resolution, put the anti-aliasing on ultra or epic, leave all the stuff on the high, but I did reduce the textures to medium, which is 1. Okay, I have done that because the textures on the high settings, it was creating a big mess of stuntering. Okay, so I had to reduce the textures to medium. And the thing is, if I did use the medium settings, there was a big bottleneck. This is my main issue with this game. This game uses a lot of CPU, and I have bottleneck pretty much in all the settings. So on the Stingray track, which is a national that you are going to see just right away, you can see that the high settings provides an experience above 30 frames per second, and it's pretty much impossible to have a sustained 60 frames per second on this game, which is CPU fault. But as soon as you change the track to Supercross, like the Oakland, things do change, and as you can see the results are very similar between each other. On this track I have a massive issue with the CPU. The CPU wasn't holding on. With the medium settings I had 50% of bottleneck, and even with the ultra settings I had some kind of bottleneck. So that's why I decided to create that custom high settings, where I use the high settings, native resolution, and reduce the textures to medium. Okay? So that's the performance that you can expect. But if you don't want to tweak your game or to go to that file, I think that's either the medium or the high settings, it is good for you. The problem with the high settings, it's really the textures. It's going to create a massive stuntering. And talking about stuntering, if you are watching this video and you are using the results up there on the upper left corner, the results are really bad. This is unfortunately thanks to the recorder. I'm not sure why, but in this game the recorder is making a mess with the frame rate. Without recording, that was the results that I had before on those graphics that I showed you. Okay, so what about the game? So I did talk that we have a compound, we can pull tricks, the OST or the soundtrack, it is amazing. But what's so bad so that the Steam users are giving 60% on this game? I think what is really bad, it is mostly the gameplay. I mean, the controls feel a little bit too loose. It is very easy to turn the bike in midair. It feels very weird. Even the turns and everything, it looks completely off. I know that this is an arcade game, but still it is a little bit weird to say the least. Optimization, it's not its strong point too, in my opinion, despite I'm talking in here with a 9-year-old PC, but still the optimization could be better. And also, I don't know, the Supercross tracks are a little bit a mess. There are sandboxes everywhere beating to the players. There are multiple physics bugs with this game. And also the artificial intelligence or the opponents, for me it's the worst thing. I mean, I don't even know how to say this, but shit, it's really weird. Either you are in the front of the pack like you are seeing in here without having the opponents behind you, or they are too far away from you, or you just are behind them. It's rare the moments when you are in the middle of them. It's rare the moments when you feel that you are being competitive against your opponents. No, you either in a long way forward than them or a long way backwards. It's a little bit weird. You never feel like you are having a competitive track, like trying to beat the first place and the guy beating you and then you override him or anything like that. No, that just don't happen in this game. Either you are in front on first or either you are in last. It's a little bit weird in my opinion, and that's one of the downsides of this game for me, which breaks entirely the, you know, that feeling of competitive race. You know, it's just sad. They are asking $40 for this game, and Rainbow Studios already made a lot of efforts to put this game as people want. As I understand, they have released a 2.0 patch which revamped a lot of stuff on the game, but still it feels that probably it needs a little bit better. But still props to them. Instead of selling a new game, they try to revamp the game, which is a good thing. But I still think that they need to revamp a little bit more, especially on the gameplay and on the opponents. Apart from that, you have multiplayer. Probably it is that I didn't try out. And you have split screen, and there is multiple stuff with this game. And I'm only showing the bikes. You still have ATV trucks, I mean buggies and stuff like that to race, and multiple tracks. So this game has a lot of content. It's just the gameplay and the opponents for me that is breaking the game. Okay, so guys, that's all that I want to talk about MX versus ATV. If you want to buy this game, I do recommend you to buy on a deep sale or on an humble bundle. I think it's a good business deal. But for the rest, unless you are really a fan of this game, I don't really recommend you. Okay, so guys, thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.